Hey folks, so a few days ago I uploaded a Torghast speedrun, and that was of the upper reaches, which obviously isn't available right now. And I think I said in it I was going to be doing a fracture chamber speedrun and like other ring speedruns as well. But honestly, after the fact, I decided I wasn't really enjoying doing that for two primary reasons, and one kind of compounds the other. So the first is a lot of people suggested to me that the fastest way to actually do Torghast would be to just race to the end of the floor. And this is actually true. If you go to the end of each floor and just kill the boss and move on, then yes, that is in theory the fastest way. But it kind of relies on one other thing, which is my second main issue with it, good RNG. So there's certain points where if you get really, really bad powers from every single end boss of the floor, it gets to be really, really difficult, and then things just take forever. So that strategy of rushing to the end boss of every single floor kind of assumes that you're getting at least decent powers off those, like, anima cells from the final boss of each floor, meaning that you can actually kill things in a reasonable time. And RNG really, really frustrates me, so I was not really enjoying doing those speedruns after the fact. And that kind of gave me an idea. What if I intentionally do Torghast without any anima powers? That kind of removes the RNG element entirely and makes it a pure test of skill. And I'm always down for stuff like that, so I came up with this idea, which is just no anima powers. And it's going to be layer 8, of course, because, you know, layer 8's the hardest. If it's not layer 8, what would really be the point of doing this, right? So a few other little things that I want to cover. This thing here, Phantasma Confuser, I am not going to be using this. So I kind of thought about it, and I'm going to consider, for the purposes of this run, Phantasma and anything bought with Phantasma or obtained with Phantasma a anima power, so to speak. Like, this is obviously not an anima power, but there is still an element of RNG in terms of what you get from the Phantasma Confuser, and farming Phantasma, I guess, you can consider this a replacement anima power. So I'm not going to be using this. This is, I guess, my personal decision. I just don't think it fits with the theme of the run. And also, there are certain non-anima power upgrades, such as the potion that increases your damage by 40%, that you can get off the vendor for Phantasma. For the purposes of this run, once again, I'm going to consider that an anima power, because it's not always on the vendor, and it's very powerful. So we're just not going to use that. The only thing that we'll be able to use as an upgrade, so to speak, in Torghast is the soul fragments. So that's one thing that I thought about it, and I decided that's still fair game, because the entire point of this run is to minimize RNG. The way the soul fragments work, that you free within Torghast, is there's always a set number each floor. So there's no RNG in terms of how many soul fragments you get. You will get the same number each floor every single run, no matter what. So it's just a flat stat increase as you progress, and I think that's fair, right? So that is the only thing that I'm going to be allowing for the purpose of this run. So we're going to be doing Mort'regar layer 8 for this, and we'll be hopping right into it. Got all my buffs up. Obviously, any consumables you can bring, that's fair game. It's really just a matter of once you enter Torghast. So this thing, we say no to this. We say no to anima powers. And we continue. So, one interesting thing is now, I don't technically have to skip things. Also, let me start my timer here. Technically, I don't know if this is really considered to be a speed run, right? But, you know, I figure I might as well do a timer anyway. So, we don't have to skip anything, right? Like, we could do the entire run, but what do we gain from it? Like, do I gain anything by pulling these guys? Not really. Because, well, I don't need anima powers. I don't need Phantasma. The entire purpose of this is just to get from point A to point B. So I can use fancy Demon Hunter stuff. No path available. Or at least, theoretically, I should be able to, but it's saying no path available, so that's frustrating. Okay. Just one thing I do, in theory, need to get are the souls, because, as I said, the souls are allowed for the purposes of the run. So if the souls are allowed for the purposes of the run, then naturally it follows that I should be getting souls, because that's an upgrade that I'm potentially missing out on. Also, that's so troll. Okay. This floor is actually surprisingly difficult. Caster mobs are always kind of rough to deal with, especially when you don't really have proper LOS spots. So one little trick that hopefully I'll get to show if I get a good floor is within Torghast, there's a lot of like little LOS spots that you can use to kind of mess with caster mobs. There's really no good spots here, and especially when you have large groups of caster mobs, it doesn't really work that well. Also, one thing I should comment on is picking up Phantasma is perfectly fine. I'm just looting because there's a chance that I get gray items, and gray items means free gold, so, you know, why not? But having Phantasma in my inventory, in effect, does nothing. There's no advantage to it. It's only if I then spend that Phantasma that I can turn that into an advantage. So, I just won't interact with the vendor, I won't, you know, use it on the Phantasma Confuser. As long as I do that, then it's as if I never picked it up in the first place. But there's no, like, actual advantage to just having Phantasma in your inventory. It just sits there as a currency. Now, the reason I'm up here is I'm just checking to see if there's any soul fragments, but no, it's just a rare mob. And since the only thing it would drop is an Anima Power, we're just going to go ahead and not do that. So, one other thing to keep in mind for whatchamacallit, every single floor boss is we can be lusting and popping all cooldowns on every single floor boss. So I'm gonna be trying to be a little bit sneaky here. Got my 3 souls. Go. Just gonna make sure I deal with this Marat. They can be pretty annoying. So, pulling him and lusting. Also should probably get my Curian Potion. Would be pretty helpful. Now, I theoretically could use a potion here. The, what's it called? Phantom Fire. But I don't really think I need it. And, to be honest, these things are expensive as fuck. So, I'm gonna value my gold here instead of my time. Now, I will be using a potion, obviously, on, like, the last boss, or if one of the other bosses proves exceptionally difficult, then I will use a potion on that. I've brought plenty. But I don't think I'll need it for this average mob over here. Yeah, this guy actually is pretty easy. This is one of the easiest floor bosses I've seen. Yeah, see, sometimes you get a gray item, and you get gold. So, you know, it's only 10 gold, but hey, adds up. And we say no to Anima Powers. So, floor 2. Only took 5 minutes for one floor. I'm actually kind of happy with that. Obviously, it's going to get worse. Yeah, and see, one of the other things is there's a lot of RNG with which final boss you get. So I guess let me talk a little bit about Torghast speedruns in more detail. And I'm breaking these pots because I feel like it. I like the animation. Even though it does nothing. Oh wait, I need to pick up the rope. Where's the rope? It's somewhere over here, right? Did I walk past it? Is it further up ahead? Whatever. So, Torghast speedruns. There are certain floors, especially, like, I noticed in upper reaches, that, oh my goodness, they are absolutely brutal. So, some floors you can basically just run to the end boss, and it's perfectly fine, but other floors are absolutely crowded with elites. And that becomes a real issue when you're trying to go fast, because there are certain pulls that even as a Vengeance Demon Hunter, if I tried to do really quickly and didn't, like, break up into multiple packs, I just could not survive it. And that made things really, really problematic. So, I see we use these portals. Interesting. So that was another issue. But then also, final bosses. So you can see here, Mort'regar. Basically, it's this little debuff makes it so I take additional magic damage. And that means that if I get a caster final boss, I'm basically dead. So, there's a good chance that this footage never makes it live to YouTube if I reach the final floor and realize, oh, fuck, this is a caster boss. And then I just have to redo this entire thing. Now, if I'm lucky, and I get anything that just, well, isn't a caster boss, then this is actually doable, but, I mean, who knows, right? Where do these take me? Alright, there's our second soul fragment. My stealth rare senses were tingling, but apparently not. Right. Where are we going now? Oh, we're going over here. Never seen this particular layout before. Huh. No me gusta. I'm gonna not do this. Fancy demon hunter things. Come on. I can make it. Sayonara. Alright. And once again, you know, nice benefit of not needing Anima Powers is, you know, I don't have to worry about that guy. I guess theoretically, I might actually be able to grab that Anima Power as a Demon Hunter and not even pull that elite if I hopped along the edge. Obviously, I'm not going to because, you know, would defeat the purpose of this run. But I'm saying just for the purposes of speedruns, like actual speedruns, that's an interesting... Okay, that's cool. Landed literally in range. Whatever. But yeah, so if I don't get a magic damage one, this will be pretty easy. That said, we'll have to see. There's also, like, a few end floor bosses that are just kind of a joke. Like, for example, there's one end boss, which is a slime. I'm sure a lot of you have seen it, and he splits into, like, multiple little slimes. And for Vengeance, at least, that boss is pretty trivial. Because the thing with him is Spirit Bomb has no target cap, so I can just cleave down all of the little slimes that spawn at a ridiculously fast pace. Now, the question is, where does this go? If it leads me back to the entrance, I'm going to be not too... Okay. Alright, game. This better take me back. Okay, you know what? I'm not going to portal hop my way all the way back. So, here's what we're going to do. Fancy Demon Hunter shenanigans. We don't need portals. Boom! Back on this island. Alright. Oh, that almost fucked me. Come on. And boom, we're back at the end. Best class, don't at me. Yeah, these Dreadsoul guys are pretty easy to deal with. And then watch this guy's and absolutely kick my teeth in now that I've said that. I don't know how, but he'll find a way. What's this? Every third auto attack deals additional damage? Okay. So he literally just auto attacks, aka the thing that Vengeance is really good at mitigating. Cool. No, I really can't complain about that. Yeah, so as Vengeance, what I struggle with primarily is magic damage or really heavy burst damage. Everything else is just, it's kind of okay, to be honest. Now, I'm taking a beating here, but you have to remember, all of my CDs refresh, so I can pop meta here now that I get low. Now I'm good to go. I also didn't even drums because I really didn't think I needed it, and I pretty much don't, so... Yeah. Even cheat death resets between floors. It's just not even an issue. But I didn't even need cheat death, so, you know, goes to show. Alright. Moving on up. So this is the intermission floor. Once again, we're just going to rescue as many soul fragments as possible, and then we're going to nope right out. I'm going to smash the pots because I feel like it. And I believe there's 5 soul fragments on intermission floors, so I'll have to keep my eye out for that. I think I got all the ones down here. Oh, there's like little pots down there. Interesting. Maybe it's only 4. You know, let me go back and double check. You know, this isn't a speedrun, this is a speedrun with heavy air quotes. So if I need to take a little bit of time to double check to make sure that I have all of the upgrades allowed within the run, I'll do that. And just a reminder, the reason that I've allowed soul fragments is because there's no RNG present. Oh, there's a lot of little hidden pots and stuff. I guess, you know, pro tip in case you decide to do this, check every single little nook and cranny. But yeah, so every single time somebody gets to this, like, layer of Mort'regar, so to speak, you're going to be able to get all of these exact same soul fragments. There's a set number on each floor. I just forget what the exact set number is. It might be 4, and I'm wasting my time looking. But I thought it was 5. Maybe I'm just dumb. But it's 3 on normal floors, and I guess 4 on these ones. So, there you go. So we got a Dread Soul guy for the last boss. Makes sense, considering it is Mort'regar. So if you try to go up without picking up an Anima Cell, it just gives you a notification saying, there's an Anima Cell nearby. And you can just skip past it. It's not a big deal. So one other thing I can do is, in theory, I could free these prisoners. They technically don't give you Anima Powers, but I guess, you know, I'm going to add an addendum to the rules right now in the middle of the run. Don't free the prisoners because it's not guaranteed that you'll get a good one. And the prisoners actually do help you in combat, so it's just a little extra benefit that is, once again, kind of RNG. And the entire purpose of this run, 0 RNG. Just pretend that you got ridiculously unlucky. Because, I mean, this run is both as, like, a personal challenge and to kind of prove a point, right? Like, there's a lot of people out there who will say, wow, Torghast is impossible unless you get really good Anima Powers. And I'm not going to deny that Torghast is significantly easier if you get good Anima Powers. That much is, of course, a given. But the fact that Torghast is impossible without good Anima Powers, I think for some classes maybe, but even then I would say if you really are comfortable playing your class, you should be able to clear even layer 8 without good Anima Powers. And, well, what's the best way to prove that? Well, it's to clear it with no Anima Powers at all. Because the worst Anima Power is one that doesn't exist. Also, I'm not really sure what this is leading me to. It looks like a dead end, but at the same time, I see a soul over there. Saturday. Check the calendar. I'm responding to people in the guild asking what days raids are. Oh, we got both souls here. Alright. Okay, I'm gonna pop Fell Devastation here. Starting to get my ass beat a little. Not comfortable with that. This is a really interesting floor layout. I haven't seen this before. I remember the first time I did Mort'regar, it was all like the little grappling hook platforms. But now it's like there's all these weird twisting layouts and stuff, and I kind of dig it. It's cool. I think aesthetically, Mort'regar and Cold Heart Interstatia, or however the fuck you say that, are my favorite, like, little wings of Torghast. The other ones just kind of feel very samey. Oh, I think I'm out of that. Alright, good. Oh boy. This is the boss. Alright, we pop Lust here. What does he do? Do you just do a lot of damage? Okay. Sounds good to me. Ghastly Whale, what is this? Is movement speed reduced? Okay. Fearsome Howl. I don't know what that does, but I'm gonna interrupt it anyway. Don't want to find out. Okay, Demon Spikes. Okay, now we got Fell Devastation coming back up. Would be safe for a bit. So for anybody else interested in playing Vengeance DH, because I know I get a lot of questions about that, this is your main rotation. You're building up souls, you're spirit bombing, and then when you don't have fracture charges to build up souls, you are using Soul Cleave or Fell Devastation in the meantime. Technically, you want to use Fell Devastation first, but Fell Devastation with Demonic is a very powerful survivability tool, so especially like in raids or hard Mythic Plus, I will kind of save that as an oh shit button. And using Soul Cleave, especially when you have Razlik's Defilement, the legendary, is actually not bad at all as a Fury dump, because it reduces the CD on Elysian Decree, which feeds back into your rotation, which is very, very good. And so these guys are doing a lot of magic damage now. They don't have a lot of health, but they're hitting me pretty hard. So I need to be very careful. This is the last floor, though. That doesn't mean that I can take it easy. Popping meta here, that just absolutely annihilated me. I'm going to focus this Dread Soul Stalker. Need to interrupt that Death Blast, because it looks like it's scaling a bit too fast. So this guy goes away. Okay, so that Death Blast, I need to get 2 kicks in a row. So I need to kick this, and then I need to try and massively reduce the cooldown on my thing. I didn't get it in time. Shit. I might be fine. I fell Devastation. Okay, you can just eat that. And then this guy should be dead. So another little fun fact about Razlik's Defilement. Normally you want to use it, and the reason why it's so good... Oh, you're choking. The reason why Razlik's Defilement is so powerful is specifically because of the fact that it reduces the cooldown on Elysian Decree. Now, having reduced cooldown on your Covenant ability for obvious reasons is very powerful.
I need to get closer.
But it also reduces the CD on your other sigils. And obviously, you know, in a raid environment, you're going to not want to ideally use either of these. It does suck to not have access to that utility, so obviously if you really need to use it for a certain boss fight, you know, don't be that guy who tells your guild, oh sorry, I can't, I need to, you know, get out more damage. Yeah, trust me, it's worth it to use that utility. But assuming that there's other people that should be able to fill those roles, it shouldn't be your job to use your sigils, because it is now, unfortunately, a really important component of your damage, that you keep that as the only sigil on cooldown, Elysian Decree, that is. But in dungeons and stuff, your utility is still really important, and in fact, getting massively reduced cooldowns on Sigil of Silence, like, in theory, you could get this down to like a 10-second cooldown. That is ridiculously strong. So, definitely do not discount that. There you can notice I was trying to actually fish for discounting the cooldown on my Sigil of Silence down from like 30 seconds to like 5 or something. So you can do some pretty crazy things with that. The benefits of reducing utility sigils are massively more powerful in dungeons specifically. So here I need to focus up a little bit. There's lots of mobs. Here's some Howl. I was kind of worried about that, but I'm going to use a healing potion here, and I'm going to pray that meta comes up in time. Yes, no cheat death. Okay. Okay, good. I sniped that with Sigil of Silence. Now I just need to get this kick. And got the kick. Oh, barely refreshed. That's fucking... Ah. That's really brutal. That's rough. Oh, man. Okay. These mobs really, really hurt. Okay, popping Fell Devastation. Yeah, this is one of the other issues of having some of these more linear floors. You really can't skip a lot of these nasty double elite pulls. Like, I might have been able to do fancy Demon Hunter stuff to skip it, but there was a soul over there. So, yeah, if I was really, really speedrunning this, possibly. But, remember, the end goal is to actually complete this with no Anima Powers, which is not that easy.
It's too far away.
So I need every little advantage I can get. And this last floor is a gauntlet and a half. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no, that's actually just so cool. I'm gonna... I'm probably gonna die for this. I should have gotten that kick. That's just on me. Wasn't paying attention, I let that kick go through. That's just 100% my fault. Luckily, it's not the guy that spams Death Blast. Otherwise, I would actually be dead here. And the Dead Soul Stalker, actually, the fact that it phases out is really good. Because it gives me time to only have to fight one. I will say, I'm going to have to just chill for a little bit and wait for cooldowns to come back up. Because I do not feel comfortable doing it without everything up. At least the final boss. Alright. So, Dead Soul Devil, these guys will constantly respawn. They're a pain in the fucking ass. So I'm just gonna drag him out into Timbuk fucking 2. That way, when he respawns, he won't be my problem. My buffs are starting to fall off, so while I wait, I'm gonna go ahead and reapply these. You can see what buffs I use. So I have Bottled Plague Wing Toxin. My trinkets are actually pretty weak. I only have regular Mythic 0 trinkets. That said, these are two very good trinkets, but yeah, it's not pretty. I have Spectral Flasks of Power, obviously. I have the Chest Enchant, but obviously I don't really need to change that at this immediate moment. And then I have Shadow Core Oil. You're fucking... Okay.
Not ready.
Alright. I see you. Dead Soul Devil. I see how it's gonna be. We're gonna play that game.
How do you do?
Think you're hot shit. Just running back to where you initially spawned from. Making me look like an idiot in my video for trying to pretend that I could bring you back there, you know? God forbid I try to do something clever. Alright. Our Dread Soul Echo. I forget what abilities this guy has. Nothing special, it looks like. Just checking Discord while I wait for cooldowns a little bit. I want to at least have Curium Potion at like 30 seconds so that it's up when I need it. So I'll wait a little bit. Hello. Owl's just staring at me. Also, getting Last Resort down to at least 2 minutes would be nice. I shouldn't need it, but right, let's pull. Okay, we got Lust. Discordant Barrage. So this is just dodge. That's fine. Wave of Suffering. Alright, so it's a caster mob. I could cheese this. But to be honest, I don't really think I need to. So it alternates between those two. Does it do back-to-back Wave of Suffering? Yes. Okay. So it does back-to-back Wave of Suffering, then Discordant Barrage. So I can kick this next one, and then Sigil of Silence the one after that. So kick. And then it's gonna wait. Oh no, now it's doing Discordant Barrage again. So now I'm gonna... Sniped it? Yeah. Alright, that worked. His auto still hit really fucking hard, though. That's... For a caster mob, that's kind of annoying. I'm gonna be completely real. Okay, snipe that, kick. This is brutal. Potions. Curium Potion. This is gonna hit me. Come on. Come on, fucker. Alright. On to the last floor. Binder Baratas. Blah blah blah. Alright. What's my game plan here? I don't really know what his abilities are. I definitely want to have everything up, so I'm going to wait a little bit on this Curium potion. But I'm trying to think. So obviously I'm going to Lust on Pull. 363k, I think that's doable. I'm definitely going to use a Potion of Deathly Fixation. I'm going to try to save meta as long as possible. What I'm going to try to do is get really, really low. And then pop Fell Devastation. And try to stabilize myself for at least like a minute. I don't know if that's going to be doable though. I'm just not sure what the damage on this guy's going to be like. If he's a super heavy caster mob, this might be really rough. Because of how much magic damage I take. At the same time, if he's a really heavy physical damage mob... Now, one other thing I need to consider is, are there any LOS spots? This is not a great room. So it doesn't look like it. So what I'm thinking is, like... I just don't think I can use any of this as an LOS spot. This might work, like, let's say he's by that little chain. In theory, could I LOS here? Ah, his cast might be too fast, though. I don't know. Don't know. Only one way to find out, though. Let's give this a shot. Interrupt that. Bind Souls. What does that do? Interesting. So Shadow Bolt, that actually doesn't hit too hard. Bind Souls, so... You know, let me actually Fell Devastation here. I think I can get away with it early. And then this... Okay, he does a lot of casting in which he's not attacking me. So that actually could work out really well in my favor. I'm gonna pop meta here. The important thing is that I get this Fell Devastation off. Perfect! That's what I was hoping for. Come on. Get this Pelagos. Healing Potion. Bind Souls. Sigil Silence. Curium Potion. Interrupt that. We need this. Okay, Bind Souls. This is Cheat Death? Probably? Yeah, this is Cheat Death. Alright, now we go in. We go in. Yes! I did it! Let's go! Woo! Okay, that was not easy, but fucking hell, it's doable. Alright. Didn't even take me 40 minutes. 0 Anima Powers. Fuck yes. Alright, now that's a fun challenge. You know, you want to speedrun something interesting? Speedrun that shit. Whew! That was not fucking easy. I almost jumbled it at the end there. I started, like, feeling that, where I'm like, oh no, I'm throwing, but... I got it! Oh... That's stressful. That shit is stressful. But there you go. Torghast is doable with 0 Anima Powers on layer 8. Not fucking easy, but it's doable, and you have to be a Vengeance Demon Hunter. I'm sure there's other classes that could do it. Prop Pally could almost certainly do that. Yeah. That's pretty much it. I guess I will say, so this is recorded, obviously, on reset. I am going to be streaming later today at 5 p.m. EST. I'm going to be doing probably some Mythic Pluses and stuff, and then Heroic Raid at the usual time, 9 p.m. EST. So, yeah, if you want to come in and see Mythic Plus and Raid gameplay as a Vengeance DH, feel free to check that out. It'll be on my YouTube channel, as always. But thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed this, and I would highly suggest trying these on your own. That was a really fun challenge. I enjoyed it. But yeah, see ya.